My name is Dr. Terry Zachary, and we're going to talk about how to properly train your hand muscles for maximum performance and also to maximize injury prevention. I've dealt with athletes for about the last 15 years with hand muscle training, how to maximize grip strength, how to maximize the reduction of injury. And what I find is that most people have a complete misunderstanding of how this works, because traditionally we look at hand muscle training by taking a spring coiled device, squeezing it, or a racquetball or a tennis ball, and I can tell you that is just a complete misunderstanding. So let me tell you a couple things about the basis of the hand muscles. The anatomy, once we understand the anatomy of the hand muscles, the rest will come quite easily. And it is quite easy. You have 18 muscles that act in the hand. 9 of those muscles will close the hand, and 9 of those muscles will open the hand. If you just look at your right hand, I'm going to take my opposite hand and just put it on the tips of my fingers and my thumb. I'm going to trace down all the way to the elbow. Okay? Just by doing that, you've now traced the path of the tendons and the muscles of the 9 muscles that close your hand. Flip your hand over, and you do the same thing on the back side, all the way to the elbow. You've traced the path of the 9 muscles and tendons that are going to open the hand. Okay? Quite simple. Now, when we know this, and we've been studying now the behavior of hand muscles for about 5 years through EMG. So we get to look to see how the electrical impulses of the muscles are firing during different activities. We know that anytime we grip anything, that the muscles that open the hand are working just as hard as the muscles that close the hand. Now that might seem a little bit strange, but imagine if I'm gripping something and my hand opening muscles weren't very strong, my hand would just go drop like that. Okay? So we know that. What I would equate it to is pairs figure skating. You'll have a man that's supporting the woman's up there doing tricks. Okay, but if the person that supports her is weak, those tricks aren't going to be very effective. Same thing that happens. The hand muscles, the closing muscles are like the woman doing the trick, and we can see that something's happening there if I'm playing guitar or golf or whatever. But what we don't really recognize is the muscles that open the hand are the muscles that are supporting any action of the hand muscles. Okay, just like the man supports the woman in pairs figure skating. That's just one idea, but it's a very appropriate idea. So always remember that when you are strengthening the hand muscles, so you want to get maximum performance and especially maximum injury prevention as well, strengthen the muscles that close the hand, strengthen the muscles that open the hand. We'll go over that in a second here. The second thing I want to talk about is hand muscle balance. If I do take a coiled resistance device or a ball, or if I take a racquetball, for example, and I just squeeze that, you're going to see that I'm slowly, it's a poor exercise, I'm slowly building imbalance. Okay? The more I squeeze that, the more these muscles become shortened, and these muscles aren't going through their full range of motion, they're not becoming as strong as they can be. I'm going to develop imbalance. Now what's that going to come out, look like? Well, it could be a finger problem, a thumb problem, it could be a hand problem, it could be a carpal tunnel problem, which we see a lot in imbalance. It could be a forearm problem, it could be an elbow problem. Okay? We have to strengthen the muscles that close equally with the muscles that open. Once I do that, I'm going to have equalized tone on both sides. I'm going to have the best chance at maximum performance and, again, injury prevention. Okay? The third thing about paying attention to strengthen the muscles that close and open is that I'm going to stimulate maximum blood flow to all the tissues. Okay? Think again, if I only take something, squeeze a ball or a coiled unit, all I'm going to have is a little bit of blood flow on the areas that I use. But once I take my hand through its full natural range of motion, I'm going to have maximum blood flow to all the tendons, so I'm going to have less tendonitis, okay, to all the muscles. I'm also going to have maximum blood flow to the joint surfaces, and blood flow basically just means I'm going to get all the nutrients to that area. That's what blood flow does. It gets your oxygen and your nutrients to the area, keeps you healthy, okay? But if I'm only doing a small range of motion, I'm not going to get maximum blood flow. If I take the hand through full range of motion, now all the joint surfaces stay healthy and all the tissues stay healthy. It's very difficult to injure yourself. Okay, so I'm going to show you what we use. We've developed a product called Handmaster Plus. All you do is very simply slip the loop on the base of the thumb, and you flip the finger loops mid-knuckle. Once you have it put on, and all the instructions are in the package, you're just going to keep your elbow supported against your body, keep your wrist straight, squeeze against the ball for count of 1, open and spread for count of 1. Squeeze for count of 1, open and spread for count of 1. Just continue to do that until you feel a comfortable fatigue, and you're all done. It should take about 30 seconds. Okay? After you start and do it for a while, you might be able to go for a minute or so. Okay? But you can see, very simple. When I squeeze, I strengthen the 9 muscles that close the hand. When I open and spread, I strengthen those 9 muscles that open the hand. Okay? It's not a whole bunch of exercises anymore. Before we used to use 2 or 3 products. Now we squeeze, open and spread. Squeeze, open and spread. Very convenient for the athlete, the musician, at the workplace, if you're a craft person. Very easy to do anywhere. Okay? We couple all the exercises into one. Okay? So again, that's Handmaster Plus. Best place to look up information of how to get a hold of the product through one of our distributors or one of our brand partners is www.doczac.com. That's DOCZAC.com. Very simple exercise. Once you understand the anatomy now, you'll understand how to maximize your performance and prevent those injuries.